Hello everybody, welcome back to Fight Right Solo Training. This is the penultimate week, so we've got one more week left of the solo training series, which is next week. There is hopefully some more stuff, some quite exciting stuff coming up relatively soon as well. So please keep an eye out on the Fight Right Facebook page for announcements of different classes, different tutorials that will be happening over the next few months on the lead up to December. Normal format today, we're going to do 10 minutes of fitness, 10 minutes technique, and then 10 minutes of some solo solo kata work. So let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off with running on the spot. So knees up nice and high as we run. We're going to do this week. Let's do it for 40 or 45 seconds. What do we think? Let's do it for 45 seconds and see how we get going. So keep those knees going up nice and high. That's it, 15 seconds in. I'm regretting the 45 seconds already. Apologies if you're expecting to see my little two girls again with me this week. They had a better offer. Grandad came over and they would rather play on their bikes outside than be down here with Daddy. So apologies, they're not with me, but I might try and get them back next week for the last class. Right, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Ooh. Okay, next one's down on the floor. Okay, crunches. I don't know if you can see me. You're going to place your hands on your thigh, and as you come up, just slide your hands to your knees and down again. Okay, 45 seconds, as many as you can. Don't rush these. Breathe in on the way down, out as you come up. So we're not rushing them, making sure the lift is coming from tightening the core. That's it, keep going. So your hands are just sliding up the thighs. You don't want to go too high. When you get down to the floor as well, don't rest. So as you get down here, you're not just flopping, relaxing, you're keeping that tension in the core. Last few seconds. Let's do one more. And there we go. Brilliant. Up on your feet again. This time, jacks. 45 seconds of jacks or star jumps, if you'd rather. Off we go, 45 seconds. Started slightly early, so we'll do a few more. Oh, do we have any viewers today? Give me the thumbs up if you're here watching. Send us a little message. Whew. That's it, 20 seconds in. 25 to go. We've got a fun one next coming up. So in the technique today, we're doing small sword, so we're going to be working the legs. So this warm up works the legs a lot. 5 more seconds. And time. Ooh, relax. Okay, so next one, squat kicks. So nice stance. Just over shoulder width apart. You're going to squat down as you come up, kick, squat down and kick. Off we go. 45 seconds. Again, don't worry about rushing these. You want to really squat low so you can feel your joints opening. It's about flexibility as well as it is about strengthening on the legs. Good, that's 24 seconds in, so over halfway. Oh dear, tired today. So, had quite a fun day today. It's the first time I've been doing a bit of stage combat with another person. I had my apprentice come visit today, so Phil Rafferty, hope you're watching, it's lovely to see you. Spent the whole day doing a little bit of sword fighting, doing a lot of catching up. Oh, I've run over, sorry. There we go. So, next one, speed punches. So, Squatted position, guard up, punch in, off we go. Twisting the core as we throw these punches. So yeah, so Phil came over today, did a little bit of fighting, a lot of catching up, bit of coffee drinking, bit more catching up, then finish with a bit more sword work. So great day, lovely to see him. Hope to do a lot more. Might be making some appearances next week on our bite size, so please tune into that. 5 more seconds. And time. There we go. Good. Ooh, next one, back on the legs. Gonna side lunge. So step to the side, step to the other side. Okay, make sure you get a nice deep lunge, knees going over the toes. Off we go. Don't let your leg collapse in. You don't want to put pressure on your knee. Own time, so do it to your own ability. Go as deep as you can, what you feel comfortable. Don't rush it. Make sure you're feeling that stretch. That's it, halfway through these. Got my worst nightmare coming up next. That should keep you intrigued. 5 more seconds. Should get one more in after this. Oh, there we go. Back down to the floor. Working the core a little bit today as well. I have no idea whether you can see me here, but if you can't, hopefully you can hear. So, cycle crunches. So we're going to be doing this with our legs. We're going to be bringing up the opposite elbow to the knee. Whew. 45 seconds, off we go. Again, don't rush these. Keep them controlled. Feel it in the core. Whew. I'm definitely feeling it. "25 seconds in. Nearly there. 10 more seconds to go. 5. And time. Oh, woo. God, you can feel that. Right. Oh, another horrible one. I don't know why I write these like I do. Okay, so what we're going to do on this, squat position, 20 seconds. We're just going to make little pulses. So off we go. 20 seconds of just pulsing this squat. So we're not coming fully up. We're just pulsing it. Drop us a message if you're doing all right. Give us a thumbs up. Okay, now just hold this position. Going to hold this squat for the remainder of the 45 seconds. So we've got just under, got about 15 seconds to go. So you're doing well. Smile if you can. My motto, you can smile through it, you can get through anything. Nearly there, 5 more seconds. And that's time. Oh, straighten out the legs. Oh, right. Hopefully you've got a bit of a sweat on like I have. Fighting stance. Left foot forward. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Off we go. Get a rhythm. Put power behind them. Okay, change legs. Opposite. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Off we go again. Time, shake it out. Whew. Last exercise. Ah, I forgot my water again. Last exercise. Straight kicks halfway through, switch leg after. Okay, in fact no, change each time. That's better, isn't it? Good, so don't go too high on the first kick. You don't want to pull a muscle in the back of your leg. Feel that height. How comfortable was it? Can you go higher? Once you're slightly warmed and you feel you're capable, push it a little bit. Try and go that little bit higher on each kick. 15 more seconds. Ooh, I'm definitely feeling tight in the left leg. 3 seconds. And shake it out. Oh, well done, everybody. That is our 10-minute fitness element done. Tick. Okay, so technique coming up next. Just give you a couple of minutes to grab some water and freshen up if you need to before we go on to technique. We're going to be doing single sword, so grab yourself, well, either grab your single sword or just randomly. If you've got any kids, you've probably got a little mini broom. That'll do equally as well. Or you may even have one of these. Very good weapon this, I highly recommend it. But I'll be using my small sword. Any other form of single sword will work, whether it be an epee, sabre or a foil, doesn't matter, anything that technically works for you. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that blade in the camera. I'll do my best for you. Right, okay, enough talk. As this is the penultimate week, we've only got 1 week, one week left after this. It'd be great to know whether or not you've enjoyed the format, whether you like the 10 minutes of fitness, then a bit of technique, then a bit of other stuff, whether it be form again or something else. So drop me some messages, please let me know. Do you like this little bit of fitness at the start? Would you rather I just went straight into technique? Would you rather I focus more on the stage side of things, film side of things, or the true form of fighting kind of things? Let me know what you'd rather. I'm going to be sorting out the next series of videos, and it'd just be good to get some feedback, to know from you guys what it is you want. Do you like this fitness element to it, or would you rather not worry about that fitness side of things? Okay, right, technique. So we're looking at the single sword. Now, earlier on in this series, we looked at parries with the broadsword. The numbering of the parries is the same. I'm not going to go through that again. The shape is the same. One thing I would just say is you need to be moving your body a lot less. So with the broadsword, we were twisting our body, we were putting power in behind it. Parries are the same. I'll run through them very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the same shape, but it's a lot neater, a lot tidier, I suppose, a lot more finesse with the movement. Okay, so when we do our parry of 1, we simply take it to the side. Can you see there's no push? There's no heightened intention behind that parry. It's a simple push there. Remember, the attack that's coming towards you is a lot lighter. It's not a broadsword, so there's not that energy crashing into you, which is why you need that extra push with the broadsword. This is a lighter weapon. It's more style behind it, more finesse, like I said. Flamboyancy, if you will. So we have our parry of 1 coming across here, parry 2 here, parry 3 here, parry 4. That's all I'm going to do with the parries. We've done it before. There's one earlier as well. I'm going to move on to the thrusts and lunges, which is what we're going to be concentrating on in the form as well. So, like with a lot of stage combat, when we start a sequence, we always give our partner a prep. The prep, I've mentioned this time and time again, is the preparation. It's your signal to say to your partner, hey, here it comes. Are you ready? I hope so, because it's coming at you right now. So it's that signal to say, look, here comes that first move. It gives their brain chance to acknowledge that and get ready for their choreographed reaction, okay? So with the technique which we're doing, I'm going to turn this way here. I'll move back to get as much in frame as I can. Always make sure, I don't know if you can hear some singing upstairs. My little girls must be in the living room singing. I just heard the wheels on the bus coming through, which I think we heard a few weeks ago as well. Okay, so the prep for this. Notice my elbow is out in front of my hip. Never be on guard with your elbow here. It's lazy for starters, but also it doesn't give you the chance to prep, because you'd end up having to pull your elbow all the way back here, which is obvious, it's too big. So keep your elbow out in front, okay? The prep is a simple pull back. So you're just bringing this elbow to your hip or just in front of your hip, and then you're going to extend. And for basic technique, when you extend, when we're going for the parries of 1, 2, 3, 4, we're talking about the corners of the body. So when you're looking at targeting, I want you to focus on the bicep, tricep areas for the high line and look at the thigh areas for the low line. Don't drop below the thigh. You don't want to be going to the knees. You definitely don't want to be attacking the ankles. And when a lot of people do this, they do a little small movement here. Notice when I move my arm very minimally, the tip of the blade actually moves quite a lot. So what people tend to do is they think, well, I'm aiming at the shoulder. I now want to aim for the thigh. I'm going to bring my hand all the way down here. Tip of my blade now is at my shin, okay? Way too much. The difference between bicep, tricep and thigh. Look how little my arm is actually moving, okay? You need to work a lot less than people tend to think with fighting techniques. When you try and do too much, you make it too big, you tire yourself out, but also you make it look very obvious in what you're doing, and we don't want to do that. So, I'm waffling, apologies. So, we're going to prep and we're going to extend to our partner's targets, okay? So, at the minute, I'm extending to my partner's 4, so it's their left arm. If I want to then attack another side, I've got 2 options. I can either pull back, this is called piston thrusting. So I can either pull back to disengage my sword from theirs, and I can extend again to the other target. I've now gone for their 3, which is their right arm, okay? So I can keep on doing this if I want, piston thrusting, going for their legs, yeah? So I can do this if I want to. Now the problem with this is it slows my movements down, but it's actually quite tiring on the arms as well. Slows my movements down, it makes it more obvious, so the person I'm attacking knows I'm going for another attack. And it's tiring on the arms, okay? So what I prefer to do is what I call smooth thrusting. So I do give this pull back to start off. I do need to give a prep. So I prep and I extend, okay? From this point onwards, to disengage, to separate my sword from theirs, is I'm just going to do a little circle of the wrist. And I'm going to go to whichever target I want to like this. So I'm going to drop underneath their blade. If I want to go for the other arm, it just comes up again and I realign my arm. Okay, if I want to go for their leg, I just realign my arm, okay? So there's this tiny movement here. Don't make it too big. We're not doing huge circles. We're not doing this. It's a tiny movement. And if you want to practice this, try things on it. Then whether you can see here, I've got a little bracket, okay? So if you want to, if I just turn it around there so you can see it slightly better. On one side of the bracket, go to the other. The circle needs to be this small. You need to get really good control of this wrist. Okay, so you're being really precise with those targets. I have done a targeting class. It may have been on one of the bite-sized clips. I highly recommend you look at it. It may have actually been on one of the isolation videos, some ideas for targeting. Targeting is really important. If you aim too high, when you're going for your high attacks, you've got this danger area. Remember, stage combat is all about minimizing risk. Nothing in life is 100% safe, so it's always about minimizing risk. If you start bringing these attacks up high, you are aiming for the face. This is a no-go area. Your eyes, you don't want it to happen, trust me. So make sure your targeting is really spot on before you start doing partnered work. Okay, one more element to the thrust. Okay, we're gonna prep, we're gonna extend, but also I need to make sure the energy is going forward as well. So I'm going to advance, I'm gonna take a step forward. Again, advancing we've done in other videos, so just take a step with your front leg, rejoin, so we lead with our right foot forward all the time. The order of thrusts is prep, extension and advance. Now, like with a lot of things in life, when you drive, mirror signal maneuver, you have this ordering of things, but it doesn't mean you've got to finish one thing before you start the next. So when we're doing this, we're going to prep, we're going to extend, and we're going to use this extension to drive my body forward, okay? So it's this extension that drives my attack into my partner. I can then disengage, and then all I need to do is advance again to get the energy going in for that thrust. So prep, extension, and advance. Now, I'm not going to concentrate, like I said, on parries, but before we move on to the form, because we are getting through time quite quickly, I just want to talk about the difference. So with the thrust, we've got prep, extension, advance. So our advance is the last thing we do. When we're parrying, the rule of thumb that I have is whenever you block with any weapon, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's unarmed, your first form of defence, and all of my students, hopefully I've got some of my ex-students or current students watching, they'll know this. First form of defence, give you 5 seconds, everyone that's watching, to have a think about it and maybe write a comment. If you're a good student of mine, good students of mine, you should know this. First form of defence is to get out of the way, okay? Get out of distance. So when someone advances, the distance they move forward, you're out of distance to start with. So the distance they move forward, you need to get out of that way. So even if you don't parry in time, you've already moved out of the distance, you've already got yourself hopefully into a safe position. So when you parry, you lead with the retreat. So we're going to get out of the way. And just before you finish that retreat, you come into that parry. So it's retreat and parry, but similar to the advance, don't retreat and then parry, because chances are you'll be kebab meat before that happens. Okay, so instead you retreat, and as you're drawing your front leg forward, that's when your parry comes in. So retreat and parry for defense, for thrusting, prep, extension, advance. They are what I would say are two of my kind of not strict rules, I'm not that strict. Two of my recommended rules that people follow. It's a really good rule of thumb to make sure you don't fall into any issues. Sorry that I keep on coming close to the camera, I'm actually trying to read my screen. It's not that I'm staring at you. Okay, so just a couple more things before we go. When you're practicing these advances, okay, I just want you to visualise those positions. Again, if you've got something you can go in for, so if anyone's got a bag, I tend to use this from time to time, don't aim straight for the bag because you're going to pierce it, you're going to ruin your bag. There's no point doing that. Just aim slightly off target. So I've got a nice line here. As you can see, it's perfect with my bicep, tricep area. So for me, it's a great technique. So I can hear, and I just want to aim off target. So I'm not hitting the bag, but I can see that I'm in line, perfectly in line with that, okay? So I'm practicing, I'm out of distance, extension, there we go, just below that line. Okay, I go for the other side to here. So it's a good way to practice if you've got this bag. Otherwise you can use anything, get a broomstick, stick it up and just practice and go on either side of the broomstick. Practice your low line as well, so practice your 1, 2, and then your 3 and your 4. Just before we move on to the choreography, a lunge. A lot of people confuse lunging with thrusts. They're two very different things. A thrust is a moving forward with the blade coming forward at you. A lunge is the blade coming forward at you, but it's leading off the front leg. It's just the front leg that works. Your back leg stays where it is. So, very quickly, the lunge. You're going to prep and you're going to extend. As you extend, instead of advancing, so instead of taking your front leg forward then your back leg, all you're going to do is take a big step with your front foot. Now, there's no point just taking a half-hearted step. You may as well have just done an advance with it and done a thrust rather than a lunge. A lunge is that kill shot. It's going to put you slightly, not off balance, but your balance is going to be all on your front leg. So there's an element of risk there when you do a lunge. You've got to be pretty confident that it's going to be that killer move. So you're going to prep, you're going to extend, and as this extends, you're going to take a deep step forward, extending that front arm, taking the back arm out. If your hand is pronated, so if your hand's palm down, get this hand palm down as well. If you're going to lunge, supinated, palm up. Same with that backhand. That's just a stylistic thing, okay? Then you can either recover backwards or forwards. If you're going to recover backwards, push off that front leg. If you're going to recover forwards, push off that back leg, okay? Practice those. Like I say, go as deep as you can on those lunges, but don't overstretch it. Don't slip. You're going to rupture something. You don't want to do that. So work to your own ability and try and make that lunge a little bit deeper every time you do it. Brilliant. Okay, that is your technique, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. Moving on to form. Grab yourself some water very quickly, and we go through this relatively small form, hopefully relatively straightforward form for you to practice whilst you are still solo training. Right, okay. We're going to go into an on-guard position. So right foot forward. As always, if you're left-handed, apologies for not doing it on the opposite side. I just don't have time to do it both sides. If you've got any questions, please let me know and I will answer those. But as best as you can, either just try and convert it in your head or just mirror the screen. If you mirror the screen, then that is, yeah, if I'm thinking correctly, that is right. If you mirror the screen, then that's the left-handed version. So that should actually help. It might actually even be easier for you. Okay, so we're in on guard position here. Weight is evenly distributed. Arms in a standard on guard position here. Left hand is active. Don't have that left hand dropping down here. Okay, so the first section, there's no movement. There's no advances or retreats. There is a little bit of a lean forward and a little bit of a lean back when you're attacking, defending. Okay, so we're going to start here with a little beat. So that beat is just to push your opponent's blade away. Boom! Beat it away here. I'm going to give a prep because this is the first attack. I'm going to extend, and I'm extending to my opponent's fore, which is their left arm. Okay, so we have beat, thrust to the left arm. Then now we're going to return it and thrust to our left arm. So we're going to just lean back, so my weight's now on my back foot, into my parry of fore. Let's do that again from the top. So we have beat, thrust fore, parry fore. Good. Moving straight on, we're going to thrust 3. So now, because of where I am, all I'm going to do is drop the tip of my blade. Never come forward dropping it, because what will end up happening is the blade, the tip of the blade, will be getting closer to your partner, dropping down. And as I mentioned, this is a no-go area. We don't want this tip of the blade coming anywhere near the face. So we're in our fore. We're going to drop the tip of the blade. I'm going to rock my body forward. Okay, I'm going to just transfer the weight onto my front leg. As I'm doing that, my arm's extending. In fact, correct myself here. I'm going to extend my arm and then come forward. It's the thrust and the movement. Okay, and as this happens, I'm just going to rotate to pronation again, palm facing down. Okay, let's go from the top. So we have beat, thrust 4, parry 4, thrust 3, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to parry 3, so they're now coming for our right. Okay, so we've gone for our opponent's left arm, we've parried our left arm, we've gone for our opponent's right arm, we've parried our right arm. So it's thrust 4, parry 4, thrust 3, parry 3. Okay, let's just do that once more. Beat, thrust 4, parry 4, thrust 3, parry 3. Good. Now you may have noticed my prep is very small, just because I've been doing this so often. My preps have become quite small just because I'm used to working with people that can still read those very small movements. For now, if it helps, make things bigger. So your beat, boom, make it a big beat if it helps get that movement in. Beat, prep, pull back. My prep is tiny, but if you want to pull back further, you can do. So we have, in fact, if I face the camera, we might be able to do something where we're fighting each other. So let's have a look at this. So we're going to go beat, thrust 4, parry 4, thrust 3, parry 3. Ooh, this could work. So let's try that again. I'm going to do your opposite. So I'm going to pretend I'm fighting you. So where you're going to do the beat, my sword is going to be knocked away. You're then going to thrust at me. I'm going to parry it. And then I'll thrust at you and you parry it. Let's see if this works. Okay, so I'll talk it through nice and slowly. So beat, you've knocked my sword away. You're going to thrust at my 4. I've parried it. I'm now going to thrust at your 4. You're going to parry it. Good. You're now going to thrust at my 3. Oh, I've parried it. I'm going to thrust at your 3. You've parried it. Good. Let's try that once more. That's quite fun. Okay, so you have beat, 4 to your 4, 3 to your 3. Good. Now, to finish off, you're going to lunge. You're going to kill me. Ah! Okay, when I say finish off, we've got another section to do yet. So I've been having too much fun. So we have beat. I'm with you now, so copy me. So we've got beat, thrust for the 4, parry 4, thrust for the 3, parry 3, give a little push. It's called a glissade, but don't worry about that for now. Give it a little push and lunge. Boom, straight into my belly. And then you're going to recover back. Okay, good, let's do that. Beat, thrust 4, parry 4, thrust 3, parry 3. Glissade, lunge, ha-ha! Good, right. Oh, I might do more of these. I'm quite liking this fighting the camera, so I might do some little things where you can fight me. I'll show you what to do, and then I'll do the opposite, and you can fight me. Don't worry, always make sure I'm the one that ends on the kill. I know everyone just wants to put that sword in my gut. Big target. Okay, right. So we've done here. Oh, I'm moving on. I need to stop talking. Okay, I've recovered backwards. Okay, so I'm now going to change direction. So I'm going to take my back foot across here. As I do that, I'm also going to turn and parry 4. So someone's coming at me from the opposite side. So I'm going to return to parry 4. They're going to continue attacking me. So I'm going to retreat, parry 2. I'm going to retreat, parry 3. And then I'm going to retreat, parry 7. Sorry, my retreats are really small, so I realise I'm going out of camera. So we have parry 4, parry 2, parry 3, parry 7. It's called the Canadian Shuffle. It's when you make a cross shape on your body. 4, 2, 3, 7. Okay, and I'm the recipient, so I'm being attacked. So if I move this way a little bit, finish on my lunge, I've recovered, I look, oh, here comes an attack. Then we voltate to the right there. So I'm parry 4, parry 2, parry 3, parry 7. Okay, we good? Now I'm going to do what's called a change beat. So a change beat, I'm going to bring this foot in here, I'm going to spin this all the way around, watching out for any lights. Boom, knocking their sword away. And I'm going to lunge at them, pull the blade out and recover forwards this time. Okay, there's one more section after this. Right, so we finished on this lunge into the first section. Look, oh sorry, I've recovered backwards, haven't I? Look, then we volte, parry 4. Retreat, parry 2, retreat, parry 3, retreat, parry 7, change beat, and then big lunge. Good. Pull the blade out, recover forwards. Okay, we're now going to do the last section here, very small. Okay, so I'm going to take this left leg over there and I'm going to do what's called a traverse back left. So I'm going to take this over here, traversing back left, bringing the blade up into a 5A. So it's kind of like a hanging 5A, yeah? I'm then going to traverse right into a hanging 5. Okay, in fact, don't hang it, have it horizontal here. So I'm now going to bring this blade round to bind it. Bringing this blade back, stepping forward, big lunge. But as this comes in, I'm going to do what's called a feint. So I'm coming in for this lunge, sorry, hard to do this in slow-mo. Coming into this lunge here, as I go to parry it, I'm going to change my blade. So I'm going to bring it all the way round their blade, drop it underneath their blade, realign it, and then finish it off. So what I tend to do, I don't know if you can see here, so I've done that bind here. As I come in for the attack, as I drop it, I bring that back and then take the step. By bringing this foot back here, this stops the momentum of me dropping forward. So when I go to step forward, if I bring that back, it just delays the momentum, which gives me time to do the feint. A feint is when I deceive my opponent. So I'm going to drop the blade and then realign it. Whew. So last section. Okay, look over the shoulder, there's attack coming in. Traverse back left, parry 5A. Traverse back right, parry 5. Bind the blade, prep. Coming in, feint, lunge. Pull the blade out, recover forward. And that's it, everybody. That is our full form. So let's go through it all together. We have beat, thrust 4, parry 4, thrust 3, parry 3, glissade, lunge, recover backwards. Look, I'm going to have to do small steps here because I've realised I've run out of space. Demi-volte, parry 4, parry 2, parry 3, parry 7, change beat, lunge, pull the blade out, recover forwards, look over the shoulder, traverse back left, parry 5A, traverse back right, parry 5, bind the blade round, coming in for that lunge, feint and kill, pull the blade out, recover forward. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now I've only done that once because I'm very aware that I've run way over time here. I think I'm on about 35 minutes, 34 minutes, nearly 35. Not too bad. So thank you very much again for joining me. All of these classes are a courtesy of Arts Council Northern Ireland with the lottery funding. If you go to the lottery, National Lottery page, there's they're doing every Wednesday, in fact, today, which is very good. Last week, there's a little episode about how lottery funding has helped organisations. There's a little clip about Fight Right. It's about 45 seconds long, so it won't take much, but it's right at the end. It's about a 5-minute clip, and it's hosted by Joe Wilkinson, comedian. So please take a look at that. Please keep supporting us. Please subscribe. Please visit our YouTube and subscribe to that. We've got bite-sized clips. Please let me know what you want for future workshops. This is great doing the videos. It's very good as an aid anyway, doing the videos, and I will continue doing these in different formats depending on what is requested. For anyone that is based in Northern Ireland, I've had a request for a course. So at the minute I'm looking into the legalities and the practicalities of that in regards to social distancing. For those of you that live over here, weather is a hard thing to trust, so running outside classes isn't something I really want to gamble on. So I'm just looking at venues where I can do some safe socially distancing classes. They will be hopefully exam-based classes, so we should hopefully get an examiner, or the fights will be examined one way or another. So if you're interested in that, drop us a line. If you haven't already, just drop us a message on the Facebook page, or send me an email. I'll be back next week with the last solo training class of this season. Don't worry, we will be back. I've got some exciting things planned for the next season, which will probably happen in about a month or so. Depends how long it takes to organise. But there will be more bite-sized stuff coming as well. There'll be, as well as training, there'll be some, I'm hoping to do some weapon making, moulding and stuff like that, videos as well. And some fun stuff. Let's have some fun. I'll just be putting some random clips up for us to have a bit of a laugh at. So, see you again next week. It's been great, and take care.